Hey, thanks for joining back here at the Wellness Expert, Wellness for All. I'm your host, DK, and we're going to jump right into this series that I talked about, the 5 rules of fitness. And so the first one we're going to talk about is the most important thing about fitness, which is time. So time, we got that little clock here, and we want to make sure that we understand time and what we talked about. I gave a brief overview about understanding the 4 pillars of success. That particular video, there was an area there that talked about reality. That was the 4th pillar. And so what I'm going to do is help you understand that a little more, so this ends up being specific to you, because that's the main thing. The main thing is that a lot of stuff that's out there, they're not talking about you. I want to make sure that when we start, when we very first get ready to go and do what we need to do, we want to make sure that we're talking about you. Not me. I mean, there's a lot of different programs out there, and I'm not saying that they don't work or whatever the case may be. I'm talking about longevity. Like I said, I want you to be able to not only get fit, but stay fit. So when we look at time, we want to look at pretty much 5 different areas. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so those 5 areas are going to cover time. And so once again, like I said, the time that we're looking at is what are these areas going to cover. So 2 of the big ones are, we can say work. Whatever that may be for you, that could be school as well. And another one is sleep. Now we all need to work, go to school, so we eventually go to work, and we all need to sleep. So these 2 are pretty much built into whatever it is we're going to be doing as humans. So we all have to do these 2. So work is different for everyone. I'm not going to go into all the different kinds of work. People think, like I often say, housewives or house husbands or whatever you want to say there. That's work as well. I mean, you got to watch the kids, you got to go pick them up. That takes up a lot of different times. And when I talk about work, make sure you include your driving time as well. If you are on the road, I live in a few different states. I had a gentleman that I used to train, and he had to travel to his job, which took him about 2.5 hours. So that's 5 extra hours on the road that he was working. So if he worked an 8-hour shift plus 5.5, that's 13.5 hours that he actually worked. And so if you worked 5 days a week, I'm not going to do the math, you can do the math, you have to add that in, because that's real time that's going to be taken away. Now, I'm not going to do some psycho arithmetic or anything like that. It's going to be pretty basic, and I'm just going to show you how this works. Now, the other 3 areas we want to look at is playtime. Now, I can already hear people say I don't play much, but playtime is another area. Relax time, and then of course we have my personal favorite, nothing time. So now let me explain these. Because these 2 are built in, playtime and relaxing time are normally beneficial in some kind of way. The heart, the mind, the spirit, the soul, it's usually, these 2 are beneficial. People need to play. I mean, if you're going to work hard, like they say, play hard. And you do need to relax. Your brain needs to it needs to decompress, it needs to shut down, it needs a time where it's not doing anything, and it needs to just chill out for a little bit. Okay, so these 2 are usually very beneficial in some manner. Nothing time, however, not so much. Nothing time is, let's say I'm watching failed videos on YouTube, and I'm laughing my butt off, and I mean, it could be relaxing. I'm not saying that it's not, but unless I'm doing some kind of report about these failed videos or something like that, I can waste a lot of time. Social media, there's a lot of different platforms for social media that people waste a lot of time on. If you look at your phone right now, I'm pretty sure they're on there. You click them and check them and do all that kind of stuff, email and a couple of other ones out there. I'm not going to name any of them, but anyway, if you look at them, I'm pretty sure they're on your phone and you check them quite often. And so does that end up being nothing time? Because if you stayed on your phone for 5 minutes, let's say, for 5 minutes, and you checked it 8 times a day, that's 40 minutes. 40 minutes, I don't know, you could have worked out in 40 minutes. But we're going to get into that in just a second. But understanding where your time is. And so what you want to do is you want to go in here and you want to say, hey, there is 168 hours in a week. That's it. Okay? I have that amount of time. You have that amount of time. We all have the same amount of time. We are equal on this plane here. Okay? Make sure that's an 8 there for you so you can see it. 168 hours, that is it. So what you want to do is you want to come up here and you want to take this little, and you just want to say, well, how much am I working? Or school, let's say that's 40 hours for you. Okay? Now we're going to say, so what we're going to do is that 168, I'm going to put that up here for you. 168 hours. And then we're going to come over here and let's say we're sleeping. Now, some people, they need a lot of sleep. This is going to end up being an average of some sort, okay, when you're sleeping. Because some people, I know I have nurses who work at night or firemen who do 2 24-hour shifts, so they work 48 hours straight, or policemen, or people with really hard jobs where they have to, their sleep is kind of fluctuated. But what I want you to understand, when I hear, and because I've been training for a very long time, and I've helped a lot of different clients and advised a lot of different clients, even your inconsistency at some point really becomes consistent. And so we have events around the world that may happen, 100, 500 years or whatever the case may be, but that becomes consistent. We kind of know what the pattern is of what's going on. So in your own personal life, you want to see, hey, where's my pattern going? What is that pattern about? And so if you sleep 6 hours and sometimes you might sleep 8 hours, your average might be 7 hours. So if that's the case, that's going to be averaged around 49 hours. Okay? So if we're looking at what we're looking at now, right here we can clearly see that these two by themselves are taking up 89 hours. Okay? So if that's taking up 89 hours, let me grab my trusted calculator on my phone because I don't feel like adding that stuff. Now I know some of you have already hit it up, but I want to make sure that we're spot on. Okay, 68, that's going to be minus our 89 hours. And so in this case, we still have, if these two are done, and this is our thing, now some people are going to have more, some people are going to have less. Some people say, I don't get the 7 hours, I understand. But you're trying to find out in reality, your reality, where do you stand here in this 168 hours? Because this is going to determine a lot about what you're going to be doing. So what we did, we can see that there's 79 hours here that's already gone from that 168. So what are we doing? Let's say in your world, your playtime is, I don't know, you're going to play about, 3, 4 hours? So we'll just say you're playing 4 hours a day. So 4 hours a day is 28 hours. So we're going to take that number again. And all we're going to do is take that, because we had 79, and we're just going to minus that 28. We still got 51 hours left in our day. So your challenge here is to get rid of your 168 hours. See if you can do that. For real. I mean, sit down and see if you can get rid of your 168 hours. I've done this with tens of thousands of people. I met one person. One. On a side note, he had a heart attack because I told him, hey, look, dude, you need to slow down. He was doing too much. Anyway, he's fine today. He's using my program, by the way. Relaxing time. So how much time do you get to relax? I don't know. Let's just say some people, they get a little chance. I know people who have children don't get to relax much. But let's just say they're getting 2 hours in there. So that's 14 hours. So we're going to minus that 14 because we're doing per week. We're just saying you're getting 2 hours a day. So you still got 37 hours left. And let's say you're spending nothing time. I'm just saying. You're spending 3 hours of nothing time. So that's going to be 21 hours. We're going to subtract that. So we're going to minus that 21. In this scenario, you still have left over. You're still going to have 16 hours in your day. Now, what I want you to understand is that you only need 4 to 6 hours to start, maintain, or increase your fitness level. 4 to 6. That's it. In this scenario, you still got 16 hours left. So you have really more than enough time. The reason you want to do this is because you want to first find out, hey, do I have enough time to actually, for real, in my world, dedicate time for fitness? Because that's what it is. You're putting something into your life. The reason New Year's resolutions don't work is because New Year's resolution isn't based off of somebody trying to get fit. New Year's resolution is based off of, are you ready? October, candy. November, turkey. December, party. So when January 1st rolls around, sure, we want to get fit and we want to get in shape and we want to do all these things, but that's based off of guilt. Because we could have started in October, we could have started in November, we could have started in December, we could have, but we didn't. Whatever reason you gave yourself for not starting, you didn't. But now you're going to try to do that. The key is to understand, hey, how come I didn't do that? Did I have time to do all those things? You know you did. You just didn't do those things. So what I want you to understand is that this little thing here, in other words, trying to get rid of your 160 hours, is going to allow you to see if you have enough time for real in your week. Because once again, you need 4 to 6 hours per week to start, maintain, or increase your fitness level. That is it. So what I want you to do, I sit this down. This is the first step into the 5 rules of fitness. This is the first rule, and it's the most important one. Now, that's the first part of the 5 rules of fitness. The next part's going to cover body type. You're really going to want to watch that one. That's an area that's always skipped. People don't understand it. If you look around here, there should be a link to that as well. I'm pretty sure you download the whole ebook, and so it's going to flow right into that and explain everything that you need to know about body type and how it applies to you and in your reality. Once again, this is the Wellness Expert. I am your host, DK, and thanks for tuning in.